玛丽亚陈 Maria Chen 这个名字几乎就跟竞选盟融为一体。今天，她宣布辞去竞选盟2.0主席的职位，以独立人士的身份在希望联盟的旗帜上阵。不过，她不会加入任何政党。
We need to look at the system because our system has not been working for us. So how do we actually change it? We can try these strategies, and entering into parliament is just one of these strategies.
多年来一直身在非政府组织的玛丽亚陈曾经坦言，大马社会必须要制衡。
Because we have a role as a civil society, and that is the power that we have. We should not actually turn into a political party because the political agenda will have to be taken up by political parties themselves and not by a civil society movement. Because if Bersih becomes a political party, where is the check and balance? Then you have to create another civil society to be the check and balance. I don't think so. I think Bersih, the support and the power that it has now comes from the very fact that we are a civil society.
从一个公民组织到参政，玛丽亚陈最终会如何？竞选盟这个号称大马最大的非政府组织又将何去何从？
各位观众朋友，大家晚上好，欢迎收看我们今天晚上的 On the Hot Seat。今天的特别来宾呢，我们可以算是梅开二度，因为又是玛丽亚陈。那玛丽亚陈呢，在2016年12月，就是在 SOSMA 被就是扣留之后呢，被释放之后呢，就曾经上过我们的节目。今天呢，当然就是大家一定会知道，就是配合就是。因为他今天宣布了成为这个候选人，就是他将在来届的大选上阵的这个决定呢，我们又把他再度请到了我们的节目上面，然后再一次呢提醒我们的各位观众朋友，节目的过程当中，欢迎你在这个我们的评论区啊，就是 comment section 啊，就是来提问。如果我们的制作人呢觉得你的这个提问呢是适合的话，他就会让玛丽亚陈来回答。好。废话不多说，那我们就开始今天的访问。Maria, thank you again for joining us today at Pocket Times.
Thank you.
Of course, we all know why you're here, the announcement this morning.
Right.
So I will just cut to the chase. Can you just tell us about your decision? When did you start to have the thought of, even considering running for election? I'm sure over the years, many people have been telling you that you should run.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that this has been going on for a year. It was a discussion between me and Ambiga.
Okay.
We have been discussing to see how we can actually advance our reform agenda to make that substantive change. Yeah. So therefore, but we didn't really act on it for one whole year. Until recently, when we evaluated the situation, because situation in Malaysia has gone really quite bad, where we have taken up court cases through Bersih, taken up court cases. We have lost quite a lot of our court cases. We have actually talked about electoral reform, but yet we are not getting an audience with the Election Commission. So therefore, are there other strategies that we could actually try to do? And this was one of the strategy that we thought that perhaps we can combine what we do as civil society, who is from the outside, so-called, with those who are actually in the decision-making bodies like the Parliament, and see if there can be a synergy of ideas and strategies, and also presenting the policies and laws that we want changed.
Okay, so when did you finally make the decision? Because it has been like a year-long discussion between you and Ambiga, and she's not running, but you're running.
Yes.
So is there like a last trigger point, or like last straw on the camel's back, or something like that?
No straw on a camel back, but I think that it is a progression. Yeah, over the years of activism and years of being involved in Bersih, to feel that if I don't do it now, when will I do it? There's no right time. So I decided to take the plunge and say that, you know, let's give this strategy a chance and see if it works or not.
But I'm sure that you must have also expected some responses out of your decision. How do you weigh it?
Well, I think that the proposal that we are putting forward, we meaning me and my team of friends, we are putting forward that we are not joining any political party. I'm not joining a political party to stand and contest in the coming general elections. I would like to stand as an independent, which means that as an independent, I will not be a party member and I will not get so much involved into the party politics. But at the same time, I will also be PH friendly. I will actually abide by the manifesto of Pakatan Harapan and also will work with Pakatan Harapan to provide a liaison, a bridge, between civil society strategies and what they want, change, to have a discussion, open discussion with the parliamentarians inside the parliament and see if we can push the reform agenda further.
Okay. This is very interesting because you're trying to change within the system and not from what you have been doing. Your activism work is actually from outside of the system. But don't you think that, you know, like you were on our show before, you talk about how civil society or civic society can actually be like a force of check and balance because, you know, while the government needs to be you know, monitored, you know, some opposition leader needs to be monitored as well. So don't you think that, you know, the decision to come out to actually run for the election actually like, you know, deprive us of an influential CSO leader?
No, it doesn't. Actually, I feel it doesn't. I feel that there is some merit to working outside and inside. And it can be synergized. So this is one strategy that we are trying to use to see how we can actually synergize with those people who are pro-democracy and with those people who would support the agenda of the civil society. So so I have been outside and I have tried a lot of strategies. Those strategies will still have to continue. Because civil society, as I've said in the previous interview, has a big role to play as the check and balance. They will have to continue playing that. But they can also liaise with the parliamentarian in a much more systematic and vigorous manner. So previously, most of the MPs will actually be open to lobby by the civil society. But this time, I'm hoping that, you know, we can actually talk to the civil society before the parliamentary sessions and see what are the issues that we can bring to Parliament. So it will also be a participatory kind of approach and also an enriching approach as well, because we are also getting substantive input from inside and outside. And then at least we can either bring that substantive input into Parliament and we can have better debates. But Parliament is not having very good debates.
So some people are not even debating. But you know, the point is when I ask you this question that, you know, you are depriving us of influential civil society leader, it's because, you know, at least Bersih is a very big movement. It's a very big movement, and a lot of people know about you guys, and a lot of people know about Maria Chin, or even Ambiga, who was previously the chairperson. So now we cannot actually think of anything. I mean,
think differently then. think of my voice in Parliament, because I don't think I'm losing that voice just because I'm entering into Parliament. I can still make that same noise, okay? But things, and secondly is that we should not see the movement as just about icons.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. I believe that Bersih will have leaders who will rise to the occasion, and most likely will actually make Bersih grow even further. I think that it's important because one is that we always tell the politicians it has to be 2-term prime minister. So Bersih has to be 2 terms. Yeah, my 2 terms is actually up. Secondly is that we always say that, you know, we want young blood. So how do you build up young blood? I have to move out in order for people to step into the shoes, and they can actually create their own ideas, and they can bring in much enriched experience to Bersih, and that's how the movement can grow. Because if you have the same old people, the same old ideas will continue. My same old ideas will continue. I will probably say the same thing. But now there's an opportunity for us to see new leaders in Bersih, and I'm quite excited actually.
So actually, what you're trying to say is, it's actually your time in Bersih as a chairperson is up. So you have to step down anyways.
Yes, of course.
It's just that you have decided to, you know, move on to another foray.
Right. Yeah, see that as another platform where I can also have a voice. Whatever I say outside about electoral reform, human rights, gender equality will be brought from outside to inside, to the parliament. I will not let go of these issues because these are very dear to me, and I have been championing for so many years, 33 years, yeah. I just counted and realized that I've been in this for more than 30 years, and Parliament might be a different space for me to actually express. And I have the opportunity to be able to work with PH parliamentarians or any pro-democracy parliamentarians to understand better the CSO agenda, because usually it's not done so systematically, but to understand it and to see how we can actually make change, because we are talking about a system. We're not talking about change of leadership, but we are actually talking about changing a system that has deteriorated, yeah, where there's no rule of law, there are reports of abuses, corruption is, you know, is being discussed, but yet we don't see the perpetrators being caught. So these are the issues that we have to talk about in Parliament. If we need to, we legislate. If not, then we have royal commissions to find out what is the problem, so that we can actually present better solutions to the Parliament.
So you don't think that your departure will have like a direct impact on Bersih?
It won't. I miss my desk, that's all.
Okay, so it's you missing Bersih more than Bersih missing you.
Yeah, I think so, and it's good. It's good actually, because it means that they can actually go on.
Yeah, it means that you are a very successful leader. Okay, so interestingly, you have been active in promoting electoral reformation. That is one of the key things that Bersih has been championing. And now you're actually offering yourself to run for the election in the same electoral system. So after your announcement, there's this very interesting analogy that is posted on our Facebook, and say that you are now like the people who is actually, you know, the narcotics department who is like hitting hard on drug pushing is actually now is now a drug pusher. I don't know how they. It's sort of like, you know, they are saying that your action is like legitimizing the system, or you know, you suddenly have faith in the electoral system. What do you have to say about this?
It's not to legitimize the system. It is still flawed, very flawed. Yeah, but if I don't get into Parliament and present the reform that I want, it will never change. It is the same as if you see Hong Kong when it was there were many reports about corruption. So the only thing that they did was that to quell down corruption was to form the MACC. So you cannot say that, you know, oh, because you have so much of corruption, you go in as anti-corruption, ACCA, yeah. That means you are condoning the corruption. It doesn't work that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if you don't agree with the system, you go in and change the system.
Aren't you worried that you'll be the victim of this flawed system as well? You know, so much is stacked against.
Yeah, I could be. I could be. But by being, if I am the victim, I will definitely expose it and bring it up to court. So I mean, you have to understand that, you know, in order to make any change, you have to actually jump in. It's just the same as Bersay. The first time when we talk about electoral reform, we didn't know anything. Then we try to engage with the Election Commission to try to see how we from the outside could actually dialogue with them to change things. Until now, they have not actually met us except once. Yeah, so this is another strategy where we can actually say that, you know, we are getting into the system, we are right in your face, and we want to make the change. That's what we are. That's what I'm saying to Election Commission. But at the same time, if I step out of line as a parliamentarian, the civil society has to be there to make noise and be the check and balance of me or anybody who actually steps out of you know, violates human rights policy principles or doesn't support democracy. So that it's a dynamic relationship. But I like this dynamic relationship to be strengthened and also to be a bit more systematic so that we get the best and the most efficient way to bring about issue that that we talk so much outside, and then inside there isn't that much of quality debate. Yeah, so we want to also strengthen the quality of debate in Parliament.